Hey, welcome back, Vol fans. Today we're going to preview our upcoming game with University of Texas San Antonio and Roadrunners.
Wherever you listen throughout the world, it's football time in Tennessee.
Bob, what are we looking for this weekend?
Yes, we're going to go briefly over their previous 3 games and then go over a little bit of something else there with their team. Houston, they lost 17-14. Houston not very good this year. Not the team they was the last couple of years. So that is not a very impressive game for them. They did win the next week against Texas State, 20-13.
Yeah. Texas State's been pretty good this year. I mean, they had that big Baylor upset right off the bat.
Now, their star quarterback, Frank Harris, got banged up in the Texas State game. Did come back in after receiving some treatment, and they come back and won that one. But he did not play the following week against Army. They lost 37-29. And
what's changed since we played this weekend?
Well, he is listed as day-to-day, and the coach said that Monday, he said that if he's not 100%, he won't play. Now, you never know with coaches. We all know that with hype on everything. But in my opinion, they're thinking conference championships. They need him back for when it matters for them.
Yeah, and he's got a turf toe, which can be a very painful and lingering injury sometimes. They've just went to a new conference this year, the All-American Conference. So for them to step up a little bit and win that first conference the first year would be pretty big for their program.
Yeah, I don't expect him to play. I know if I was the coach, I wouldn't play him. But and that's a big deal if he plays or don't play. I mean, that's a probably 10, 14-point swing, honestly, from there to because he's a dual threat guy.
Well, he's a difference maker,
and he's a 7th-year guy. I mean, he knows the offense throughout. The backup, which we will probably be seeing, is Eddie Van Marburger. He done okay, but they was pretty happy with him. But he's not a dual threat guy.
Well, no,
and it's a big drop off.
Yeah, they do have some interesting players though to watch out for. One thing that pops right off my mind, top of my mind, is they have a huge tight end that's like 285 pounds, and you would think, well, okay, big blocker. Well, he had like 31 catches last year for 14 yards.
Yeah, a lot more than what we have.
Yeah, I mean, this guy sounds like he's got NFL measurables, but obviously that's I don't know of.
Right.
Big old another wide receiver, Joshua Cephas, Bob, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
He's really been the main target this year, though.
Right. Yeah, 24 catches already. All the wide receivers, they seem to be recruiting big, tall wide receivers. That's throughout their roster. So that's the kind of thing they like. They got a real good running back too, Barnes.
Yeah, he had almost 1,000 yards or 900 yards last year as a true freshman. He's a bit of a fire hydrant. He's about 5'9", 220 to 25.
Mm-hmm.
Averaged about 6 yards last year.
Yeah.
And he's off to another good start this season. Defensively, name that Vol fans should remember, Artavius Frank. Well,
yeah. The Whitehaven.
Trio.
Whitehaven.
Yeah.
The Whitehaven trio that we signed. Yeah, transferred out to junior college and then to UTSA.
Mm-hmm.
He's our leading tackler so far. Their best player probably, though, is a fella by the name of Trey Moore.
Yeah.
He freshman last year. He is the guy that they will need account for.
As a true freshman, I believe he had like 17 TFLs, 8 sacks, and he's following it up already with 4 sacks early into this season. He's a playmaker that he's a difference maker too. That's somebody we have to account for. You're 100% right about him as a player.
Defensively, they're only allowing 2.9 yards a rush, which is pretty dang strong.
Well, it is, and it's something really we need to work on this week is actually getting our running game reestablished like we did the first couple of weeks. And then, off of it, we just got to get that offense established again, Bob.
Absolutely. One thing quickly is please like, subscribe, and comment. We do appreciate y'all watching our videos. Even the Florida fans who've been blowing up our comment section.
Look, we all know that this was your high point of your season. It is every year.
Yeah.
You enjoy your very best against UT, and then the rest of the season probably going to be, maybe not Vanderbilt-ish, but, last year I would like to have a Vanderbilt season. But
Right. Yeah. Enjoy these last few days and hours, for the fans, and because this is your high point. Yeah.
No doubt about that. But in all seriousness, though, do like and subscribe. Leave some comments. We really enjoy talking to you guys.
We do.
And from there, Bob, let's get back into what do we need to do? What are we trying to do this weekend?
Well, some concerns, Tim, for me. Offensive line looked like trash. We really need Cooper Mays back, and we need Mincy back where he was in trouble. We got to get him back and Mays back ASAP. And if we don't get them back, our offensive line is very suspect unless we make major improvements. There was a lot of, Ollie Lane got blew up several times in that game.
Yeah, Crawford did too.
Crawford did. Watched Carrick just whiffed by two guys on one play. We did not look good at all on the offensive line, and if that don't get any better, we're in serious trouble.
Yeah, we've got
If Florida can stop our running game with a light box, we're in trouble. That's serious trouble right there. That's my biggest concern.
Coming out of that game.
That was number one. Number two, that's close between our defensive coordinator, who for some reason was playing two high safeties when a team was running 172 yards.
Yeah, and they throwing
Little short
passes.
Yeah,
all day.
I don't know if the guy had a stroke or something during the game and didn't show up until halftime.
I just don't. I'll be honest, but I don't really understand that thought process of going into that game from what we've seen out of Florida this year.
Yeah.
And I realize, look, the last year, this first 2 years, we have played the whole bend but don't break thing of, we try to get across the line of scrimmage. We play aggressive up front, but then we play really passive in the back end to try to not give anything over our heads. Well, I mean, we think we've improved some in the front seven, that's running in. So why aren't we tightening things up now?
Yeah, and we need to play some of these more talented freshmen, Ricky Gibson, Jordan Matthews. Those guys need to play. I mean,
Well, I saw a picture of Ricky Gibson, and he had two arms. Something that clearly,
whoa.
really quarterbacks did not have at points in time last week.
The only time I saw him was whenever he was trying to box an offensive lineman at the end of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I did notice he had them then. He had them sticking out a little bit. I mean, if he could have done that a little earlier, the game would have been super. But, yeah, I mean,
well, this is a game to get some of these young guys in there. We get the young guys in our linebacker core. I mean, look, we have some misassignments that were confused. They're young, but I get that. That's part of life. You'd love to be able to put their head open and pour our knowledge and experience in, but it doesn't work like that. They're going to be fine. They're going to be winning.
Right.
But, this is a game to get them in. And particularly, I think, like you said, back in the defensive backfield. I mean, my gosh, 10 missed tackles in that defensive backfield.
Yeah. You've got upperclassmen playing like freshmen. So why don't you play the freshmen? You know what I mean?
Yeah. They always like to say that, that they like to play the people they have confidence in.
Well, who are they?
Yeah.
Who are those guys? But one other thing I was going to mention too, I thought was an interesting stat. Joe is Milton is under 50% when he throws past the line of scrimmage, which now he's had some drops.
Yeah, that would have bumped that up.
That would have,
because we definitely had some. We've had some issues in our wide receiver room this year.
Mm-hmm. But that's not a good stat for him.
Well, it's not. And quite honestly, Bob, this goes right back to what we said earlier about getting the running game back on track. We got to get the entire offense back on track.
Yeah.
I mean, look, there's no illusions. We're going to average 46 points a year a game this year.
It's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen this year. But we still can be in a attacking, dangerous offense if we can clear up a few things.
Yeah, we got to get the offensive line situation fixed. The one way that I've heard several experts say, and I agree with them, is the way to beat this team is to stop the run with a light box. Florida did that.
And we're going to play better front sevens.
Better teams with the front sevens. Yes, absolutely. Florida's actually probably one of the weaker teams left on our schedule in the front seven. Maybe not the weakest, but
No, of course.
There's
But we'll
only
be
3 or
close.
4 teams that's about a better front 7 that's on our schedule still left. So that's concerning. We've got to get our offensive line situation. We've got to be able to run the ball. Joe is not Hooker, and
No, he will have this capability that Hendon did,
he's not the runner. Yeah,
but that section of it, Joe's got to be quicker in his decisions. We got to be just quicker at the line of scrimmage, and I think that could vastly improve once we get Cooper back.
yeah. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's Joe or if it's Cooper being out or if it's a combination of the two.
Probably a
What.
combination of the two.
But we're running slower, and that's what makes this offense go. It's the wide splits. It is the fast pace. You're not going to get people to miss assignments. They got plenty of time to
Yep.
look around. You
Yeah,
know?
Josh will make you regret having a moment of
Indecision.
indecision,
Yes, absolutely.
but we're not having put him in that situation right now.
Right.
So getting Cooper back, among others, is a key. Hopefully this week, I'd really like to get him back before we deal with South Carolina next week.
Absolutely. Yeah, we need him back. I think we can win without Cooper this week. We will need Cooper next week, and
Yeah.
that's pretty vital for our success next week.
I'm going to go on a limb and go say he's playing this week.
I think you play some. I think he will play some. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I've got nothing to base that on.
Yeah, me neither. I'm just thinking he will get some game reps and nothing significant. Maybe, some first quarter reps and then get him out there so he don't get too far banged up. So he's back ready. But it gets him reps.
Yeah, just
Some live
game.
action reps.
Game time action.
Do you have a score prediction for this game, Jim? I'm putting you on the spot here. I know we haven't discussed this.
No, that really worked good for us last week when you put me on the spot.
Yeah, I know we got the same score.
Same score.
And it was just about a flip, just about what reality was, unfortunately.
But I will say this: this is a game all year long that everybody was pointing out to a possible trap game,
Mhm.
and I have felt good about this for a year, and I still feel good about it. I just don't think they're going to be man up physically with us. They're really in a different league. So I'm going to go 42-10.
That's not a bad one. This point spread I think is around 21. So I'm gonna say well I picked 38-17 last time. I keep picking it, and sooner or later somebody's got to hit that one. So I'm gonna go 38-17.
There you go. Go Big Orange.
Go Vols.